the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Thanks for joining us on the news at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First at 7, a storm team alert. We want to get right to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory tracking snow and dropping temperatures at this hour.
And temperatures tomorrow morning will feel like about 15 degrees. Lots of blue on here. We've had some accumulating snow to about an inch in portions of Madison County, Delaware County, around Yorktown. Muncie's had a ½ inch of snow. This is drifting to the southeast from northwest to southeast and will continue for the next several hours. I think the stream coming off the lake will last longer into the overnight hours. One way to keep track of the intensity of any snowfall is with the visibility. Visibility around Muncie, 1.5 miles, down to just under 1.5 miles in portions of Franklin County west of Brookville. Temperature below freezing now. Watch as the road conditions change, especially secondary roads, anything untreated. Bridges and overpasses freeze over first. An inch or less of additional accumulation, and that would mainly be in the eastern portion of the state. We'll be united in the 20s tomorrow morning, and the winds will continue to gust over 30 miles per hour. Here's the updated snowfall potential between now and tomorrow morning. Richmond could see an inch, and then as you go west from there, it decreases rather rapidly.
Health officials are concerned about another spike in coronavirus cases following the Thanksgiving holiday, but those increases won't be obvious for several days. Today, Indiana hit another new high when it comes to patients hospitalized with COVID-19, more than 3,400 as of Sunday. According to the Regent Street Institute, which tracks state health department data, positive tests and deaths are trending downward, while hospitalizations are increasing. Moderna has become the second company after Pfizer to apply with the FDA for emergency use authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine. Moderna says it's 94% effective at preventing COVID-19 and could completely prevent severe cases. The agency will meet next month to review those requests.
The holiday season is underway and businesses are counting on holiday shopping to help them recover from the impacts of the pandemic. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez shows you today is expected to break Cyber Monday records as millions of Americans shop from the safety of their homes.
Deal after deal. Just a click away on this Cyber Monday.
We're super excited about Cyber Monday this year, more than ever.
Retailers are relying on this boost after major financial losses caused by the coronavirus pandemic. From small businesses now selling online.
When you close down for months, that's a big,
hole you have to
come out of, right? So it definitely has given us an opportunity to fight another day.
To big box stores slashing prices.
These big retailers know that they need to discount in order to sell more product, and that's why we're seeing such great deals.
With millions of Americans out of work, those deals can be a much-needed help this holiday season. Some of the biggest discounts are on toys, computers, and other electronics, and shoppers are taking advantage. After spending record amounts of money on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, today is expected to be the biggest Cyber Monday ever, projected to break all records for online shopping in a single day. Americans are expected to spend between $10.8 and $12.7 billion today. That's as much as 35% more than last year. The pandemic changing how and why many Americans are spending this holiday season.
This is a moment where people are gifting and giving to their friends and family as a way of boosting their spirits.
And for those looking to boost spirits in other ways, tomorrow is your day. Giving Tuesday, as it's called, steers the focus away from consumerism and encourages people to instead volunteer, donate to charities, and do random acts of kindness. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
We like that idea. Small businesses on the north side of Indianapolis have been working together to make it through the pandemic. Once a month, Black Circle Brewing at 46th and Keystone hosts a marketplace for local vendors and artists. Participants can set up shop at a safe social distance in the brewery's beer garden. Jess Casey, the taproom manager there, says now more than ever it's important for local businesses to support each other.
It's community over competition. It's a rising tide raises all ships, and we understand as a small business how important it is to just get your name out there and to help each other throughout this, especially right now.
The brewery started the marketplace 2 years ago. Sunday marked the last day of the season for the brewery, but the owner of Black Circle Brewing says there are many different ways you can still support his business and others.
Through the holidays, we just hope that you follow us on social media, so specifically Facebook and Instagram. We have delivery set up. We're offering free delivery, so you can purchase it through our website, blackcirclebrewing.com. And then you can walk in and still get carryout. We're still canning all of our stuff. And of course, if you can't afford it, that's great too. You can just share our page with your friends and endorse that and just get the message out there that we need some help.
Jesse Rice says Black Circle relies heavily on live events, which have stopped due to COVID and the weather. He says sales have dropped by more than 70% from last month.
An Eastside church is lifting major financial burdens off of hundreds of people by erasing $2 million in medical debt. WRTV's Troy Washington shows this anonymous effort is just another example of Hoosiers helping Hoosiers as the pandemic continues.
We really believe in reaching out beyond the walls of the church. So during this time, we want people to know that though the building is not open, the body is still operating.
We ought to be secure in our serving.
For months now, New Direction Church has been meeting virtually because of the pandemic, but that isn't stopping them from lending a real hand to Hoosiers in need.
We have been able to successfully pay off medical debt for over 2,000 Hoosiers in the Indianapolis area. And to date, we have paid over $3 million worth of debt off.
Last year, the church gave $1 million to the cause of helping those swimming in medical debt.
We want to make sure we come alongside of people at this critical time and really begin to pay off their debt.
This year, they are doubling their efforts because, as everyone can tell, the extra help is needed more than ever.
So we partner with RIP, and they are able to purchase debt and pay it down. With us making an investment, they're able to do so much more.
And the reach of the good goes far beyond just a few areas in the city.
15 different zip codes in the Indianapolis area, 15 different zip codes.
Pastor Sullivan says this is just one way his church is able to play a part in helping people pull through the pandemic.
We know that depression is on the rise, suicide is on the rise, despair is on the rise. So when people are surprised because they're surprised by grace and the goodness that we're able to transfer to them, it's just a blessing. We're lifting the added burden off of people, and it's just an encouragement. So we love to know that we're helping so many different families.
Working for you on the East Side, Troy Washington, WRTV.
The pastor announced the initiative on Thanksgiving to kick off efforts going into the holiday season. Those who receive the gift of having their debt covered by the church won't know the church is responsible.
Animal advocates are making a big push to educate pet owners about leaving their animals outside as we get closer to winter. WRTV's Kara Kenny spent time with Friends of Indianapolis Dogs Outside to find out why they're focusing on 8 specific areas of the city.
Indianapolis ordinance says when the weather hits below 40 degrees, dogs that stay outside have to have a shelter that's big enough for them to stand up and turn around in, has a flexible cover, and also has insulation. Fido says straw is the best kind because it doesn't hold any moisture. Volunteers with Friends of Indianapolis Dogs Outside are loading up and heading out onto the streets.
We're going out now really because we know the weather's going to start getting miserably cold.
They're focusing on 8 hot spots. The dark areas of this map, like the East Side, are neighborhoods where the city gets the most animal control calls and violations. Chelsea Fargo saw it firsthand when she worked for Indianapolis Animal Care Services.
Usually it was on the lower income sides of the city. You would see the dogs chained up outside. All the animals were usually unaltered most of the time. Most of the time they mean well and they love their pets, just like family, but they just need help.
Their first stop is a family that keeps their dog outside. After making sure the dog has proper shelter, Fido offers to spay their pet for free.
Helping you get her spayed, is that something you guys wanted help with and vaccinated? It would be free.
And gives them pamphlets with more information.
We let people know we're here to help. We want to help you keep your dog in the home. You know, we don't want the dogs to end up at the shelter, but we just want the dogs to have, a good quality of life.
Their next stop is a German Shepherd chained up outside. Fido is concerned because the dog appears thin and they suspect the chain may be too short and the doghouse is on the small side. They go knock on the door, but no one answers, so they make a note to come back. Although Fido cannot write citations, they can pass cases on to the city if they're not seeing any improvement.
If it's to the point where the conditions are really poor, the animal is suffering, and the people are not willing to make improvements, that's when Animal Care Services can step in.
The Animal Care and Treatment Ordinance requires you to bring your animal inside when the temperature hits 20 degrees or below, life-threatening temperatures, especially for short-haired dogs. Fido also provides dog houses and insulation to those in need. As frigid weather approaches, they hope their efforts will save the lives of many furry friends. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Well, if you think your animal, or an animal rather, is suffering and in danger, you can call the Mayor's Action Center. If it's a night or weekend, you can call the IMPD non-emergency line. And if you can also contact Fido directly for help. Still ahead here on the news at 7, how Christmas tree farms are working to keep families safe while still enjoying a Christmas tradition.
And a pastor is looking for those who want to give and receive help for the holidays. Those stories when the news at 7 continues.
It has been a tough 9 months for those who have lost loved ones or work because of the pandemic. As the holiday season gets underway, WRTV's Cornelius Hawker shows you how a local pastor is helping those in need and what you can do to support his mission.
Like he's done for the last 25 years, Reverend Richard Hunter is getting ready to make sure those who need help this Christmas season get it.
It's not just a meal. It's a week's worth of groceries.
The Reverend is talking about all the food he gives away, much of it purchased by him and his wife, to give to those in need. He tells us why he makes sure all the items he gives away can last for more than one meal.
Take the money you would have spent on groceries and make sure your utilities on. If your child needs a toy, make sure that you go buy your child a toy if they don't have one. Do those other things to make Christmas more Christmassy.
On December 11th, Richard Hunter Ministries and Martin University will be giving Christmas help boxes to those in need. But because of the pandemic, the need is so much greater this year. That's where Reverend Hunter is hoping the community can step up and help.
We're asking for donations to buy this food. This is brand new food. It's not food that's been in the store or any of that stuff. It's coming straight out of the warehouse through Kroger's. We pick it up at Kroger's and put it in the box.
The Reverend tells me they plan to give out 550 boxes on the 11th, and he has faith they'll be able to pull it off.
This is a blessing for us to be a blessing to someone else.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
If you can donate to Reverend Hunter's Christmas Help program, you can contact him at the number you see there on your screen. If your family could use some of the help the Reverend is offering, call 317-347-1690 and leave your name and the size of your family. We also have all of this contact information for you posted at WRTV.com.
It's not just cold in the Hoosier State. Look at this. The snow stretches all the way down to northern Alabama and Georgia. We'll talk about how cold when you wake up in the morning coming up.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
We're not the only ones dealing with rough winter weather today. Check out this scene in Chicago where a bicyclist was knocked down by big dangerous waves. That bike path is along Lake Michigan. Thankfully, the biker is okay. Kevin, I can't even imagine how cold the water is.
Yeah, that'll end your day. Send you right,
soaked.
Yeah, send you right back home for a change of clothes and a new route. I wonder if some app directed him there. Probably not. Hopefully not. Okay. We have a photo contest at WRTV.com. We'd love to see your holiday lights. And thanks to Christy Aldora for sharing her picture there. Love the candy canes kind of lining the walkway up to the house. Any inflatables that we've had for the holiday decorations certainly have had their challenges, haven't they, with the winds gusting over 20 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour during the day again today. If you send in your photo, you win the contest. You'll get free tickets to Christmas Nights of Lights out at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. A couple million lights to check out, the ultimate holiday display. Let's talk about these temperatures with the colder air settling in. Any mixed precip that we've had should go over to all snow. Additional accumulation will be less than an inch in most spots, but you can see how pretty consistent the snow is southern half of the state and eastern half of Indiana. I broadened this just to show you the reach of the cold air to the deep south, northern portions of Mississippi. Dalton, Georgia, we'll see some snow tonight. It'll be a real close call in Atlanta. 29 in Zionsville. Otherwise, temperature stuck at 30 degrees. It'll be slow to change for a little while. Once the snow moves out, that will give us an opportunity for these temperatures to drop another 5 or 6 degrees. 34 the current temperature in Muncie, while it's at freezing in Lafayette and Peru. 31 in Bloomington. That light snow then will put a coating on some of the bridges, any untreated roads as we go over the next several hours here. Just be careful if you're out driving. We plot the feels like temperature, or in other words, the wind chill temperature. By tomorrow morning, it'll feel like 15 due to the wind. 35 is what we'll recover to. That's modest, well below the average high for this time of the year. Wednesday and Thursday, dry with temperatures in the lower 40s. The warmest temperature in the 7-day forecast, 43 Saturday. Notice the next 7 mornings all have one thing in common. Temperatures in the 20s. If you got the heavier coat, get used to wearing it.
You're going to need it.
Yeah, it's that time of year.
All right, Kevin, thanks. This weekend was the first of the season for many Christmas tree farms in our area, but tree shopping looks a little different due to the pandemic. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum visited a local tree farm to find out how they're working to keep traditions alive for families while also keeping them safe.
Families coming out to Samble's Tree Farm in Fortville can still walk around and find the perfect tree for their home. But leaders here are taking extra precautions to keep people safe and healthy.
He said this year he wanted to cut it down himself. So figure it's his turn.
It's really hard.
This is the day the Chamberlain family has been looking forward to.
We've been cutting our own tree down probably now, 10 years.
A family tradition not even a pandemic could stop.
They're thankfully allowing us to still be able to get this year, so it doesn't take that tradition away, unlike the normal tradition of like Thanksgiving, not being able to get a whole group together like we normally do. But at least we can still hold on to some normality.
A sense of normalcy families are looking for.
I think the demand is there. People still want to get outside where they can do something safely like this, enjoy the Christmas season. And I think on a farm, they can definitely social distance, and we're requiring masks in certain areas.
The owner here says he's also requiring appointments this weekend to help control crowds.
Everyone will still get a tree. We're just going to make sure that everyone doesn't come out at the same time.
He says last year they sold more than 400 trees on opening day. This year they'll do around 275. By the end of the season, though, he still expects to sell the same amount of trees or more than years past.
There you go, like that. There you go, there you go, there you go.
This year's been completely different than any year that I think anybody can even recall. So adding this right here and bringing home at least a little tiny bit of what it used to be is invaluable. That's what makes the holiday spirit.
Push it.
There it is. You got it.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
The holiday shopping season is well underway, and people plan to spend plenty of money to spoil their four-legged friends, myself included. A new poll by SunTrust Bank shows half of Americans will shop for their pets and plan to spend an average of $137 on their furry friends. Dogs are expected to receive more gifts than cats. The most common pet gift selections are treats and toys, followed by holiday clothing. Kevin, are you going to be getting anything for Rory's stocking?
That was my answer. Yeah, I give her treats daily. Nothing, too special on any one occasion. Moderation in my love.
Okay.
34 degrees, that's temperature right now in Muncie, 29 in Bloomington. The wind stays strong overnight tonight. When I don't really know what to say, I just remain silent.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for you.
We'll take it from here. Good night. We'll see you tonight at 11, everybody.